Okay, I'm going to assume that this is working. You know what time it is. It's time for the Makbara. So, this is where your characters go if you die or are victorious. Now, as I turned on in the options, you can save winners only for the Makbara. Now, the thing about the Makbara is that you can choose these guys and go to the... maybe I don't have it unlocked yet. Oh yeah, here we go. Walk the Path of Dust. Start. I'm not sure exactly how the Path of Dust works, but I only just learned about this, like, the other day. We'll get to that later. So last time, we survived as a Lakra Ubarzun of Humbaba. Now, we unlocked something a little interesting. The Unataak, the fighter monk trained by the Yellow Church, performs a cleansing stance. On standstill, remove a random, externally applied effect from yourself. Perform an extra attack against an adjacent enemy. Oh, goodness. Stomach's giving me heck. Drink some tea. Perform an extra attack against an adjacent enemy. Repeat these actions for each bare fist. Okay. Now, on enemy step or enemy attack, if the dew aired first prayer is not fully charged, apply 3 corrosion to the target. So this dew aired gives you +1 charge when you enter a new area, and you apply 20 corrosion to yourself. When you stand still, so you kind of get the idea, right? What's going on here? Now, our ape friend has resist psychic minus 20%. But per equipped armor, minus 10% all resistances. Per empty armor slot, plus 5% all resistances. We're going to try an ape Unataak of the Worm for the 4th cycle of despair. And I'm not sure how many tries this is going to take, but, you know. I'm just saying, don't be shocked if it takes a great many of them. We're going to start off with very terrible dexterity. So obviously we want to change that. We do not want our speed to be 12. Not for very long anyway. Oh, we're surrounded by Ratman Peltists. We might die immediately. That would be bad. Now, we want to get this crook out of our hands, because we're just going to be using our hands. Guard is going to be useless to us. Stand ground will be very important, but I want the base knocked, since we're going to be naked. And speaking of, we have terrible resistances. We might die right away because we have clothes on. Our ape friend does not like being clothed. Let's get agility. And, okay. Level up Dex. Okay, let's get the do-aired cleared out. Alright. So, healing. Well, first off, we gotta get rid of all this. Put the stuff in our bag. We are wearing nothing. And get this in the bag, too. Now, that's our main hand. We might be able to get a shield. If we can, I would like to get a shield. Thinking on it. Well, like I said, we have to get our stuff up. I was kind of thinking of doing a martial only, kind of like the powerless run, but instead we just beat the game using no powers other than martial with the ape. I'm not really sure how that's gonna work. It probably won't. Unless somehow we get a shield that can heal us. Well, here's something, is that there's a shield, right? But the Emerald Eye counts as a bare fist. Now here's the issue with that. Pugilism, I guess that works, but if we're attacking from a distance, we're not standing still. Does that make sense? What we kind of want to do is just stand still and beat the crap out of whatever we're next to. Let's go ahead and get guard. And get this shield in our offhand for now. You know, we'll put this in our main hand. Just for now. On block, deal 200 slash damage in a path to the attacker. That sounds good, but we got to deal with Tethic monks and ratmen. Well, we certainly can't use these, and as a matter of fact, we can, like... The good news is that since our guy is an ape, we can just get rid of a lot of stuff. Just put it into his max health. Ouch! Okay, that was dim. Oh, if no enemies live, deal 300 psychic damage to yourself. Yeah, that was dim. I shouldn't have done that. Well, we can take a point of vigor, which is probably the smart thing to do. Dex again. We should get strength up. Oh, the other thing is that stand ground, right? We did get stand ground, right? No, we didn't. This is perform a number of extra attacks against an adjacent enemy and apply poise to yourself. So the problem with having this, the Emerald Eye, is that we're not standing our ground. You get the idea? But we could get aim. We could get aim and stand ground and just, like, rely on stand ground whenever enemies get close to us. We need to get more strength. Yeah, we need to get stand ground. How are we healing? Blessed worm. What? On enemy step or enemy attack, if the do air is not fully charged, you heal. Heal equals stacks of corrosion on the target. Okay. Now, you saw there, we got rid of the corrosion just by standing still. Let's get our strength up and then get stand ground. We're going to want a lot of that because that's just going to give us armor, block, accuracy, which is obviously good. On adjacent block, perform an extra attack. We're just going to keep these shields. Now, this is going to be... we need all of that just for extra HP. We need to just get a stupendous amount of HP. Now, if we can get any more of the bare fist weapons, that would be good. I was kind of hoping we'd get rid of more of that corrosion, but okay. We're just gonna stand our ground as advertised. And we're going to try to get all of our stats up to 10. The ACOB. Deal 200 psychic damage to all enemies with corrosion. Okay. Oh, he's just going to snipe at us. Okay. Well, we definitely can't just deal with that. Get the do-air going. Now, the thing is that corrosion only deals damage to us when we're attacked. I think. So we should be more or less okay. Right? Let's try a cob. I think that was kind of effective. A little bit. I'm not really sure what to think about. This is the first time I've actually tried using the worm in a real way. Like in a real kind of way. Now what I mean by that is, this is the first time I've used it, like actually built a build around it, instead of just slapping some stuff together and hoping it worked. That's the last of my tea. Now let's get the do-air on us, just to clear that out. Yeah, this seems to be kind of effective. So that just does 200 psychic damage to all enemies with corrosion, huh? Oh, and we're going to definitely get another point of stand ground. Because we want that poise to be stacking on us. Yeah. Just to be stacking on us quite a bit. We also want our extra attacks to be kind of absurd. Now here's the thing. Remove a random externally applied effect from yourself. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for whatever reason that would get rid of the corrosion, but since it doesn't, at a minimum, what that means is that, again, externally applied stuff is not going to hurt us as badly. Right? So I guess what's really going on here is that we essentially can soften everything up before it ever gets to us. Ah, the sly astromancer. Okay, well. Alright, well, we killed something with that. Here's the astromancer, okay. That healing's not bad. Now we're blinding him, if you can see that. Yeah, blind 6 at the bottom, right here. Blind 10. There we go. Now all of this stuff is worthless. Except to upgrade what we have. Because if I remember right, sacrifice, yeah, it upgrades our stuff too. You see that? Like, what we have equipped. Some of it, anyway. So you do want to sack stuff. Like, once you find what you've got, what you got. Well, I can't talk, I'm sorry. It's been a long day. But once you find what you want, and you've got it, you can just sack stuff to make it, you know, to make it better. Gain block equal to the total stacks of all effects on self. Now, what is the one that we've got? Yeah, I kind of like that. Plus the resist psychic helps us out a lot. But gain block equal to the total stacks of all effects on self is like stupid. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's go for it. This might get us killed though. Here's hoping it doesn't. Now let's get everything up. Excellent. Now what's our speed? So our speed is 30. Yeah, we might just want to level up kind of evenly. As strange as that sounds. Oh, and obviously we want to get another point of stand ground. Now we've just got the champion. Gain +1 speed per stack of poise on self, huh? On dodge, block, or shrug off, apply 2 poise, perform an extra attack. If attack range equal to 1, poise is no longer reduced on step. That's interesting, but yeah, let's go ahead and become a champion. So we have an Ape Unataak champion of the worm. Alright. Let's do aired and a cob a couple times. And by a couple, I mean way more than 2. Let me read the champion text again. Gain +1 speed per stack of poise. Yeah, so our speed is stupendous now. Okay, well now we're entering a spot where we can just, because of our speed, like burn stuff down. Okay, buddy. Get out of here with that. We have a... Because remember that that's adding to our hit, too. Each point above 100 is added to your hit. So this is giving us a stupendous amount of, like, strength. Okay. Let's do aired. A cob a couple of times. Get willpower up to 10. A cob a few more times. Are these guys, like, resistant to psychic? Not as much as I was thinking. I'd like to see what their actual HP is. 2,700, okay, that explains why we're not really doing a whole lot of damage to them. Now that Zhengzhe, we definitely want it now. Now if we look at the base knocked, perform a number of extra attacks against an adjacent enemy on being hit. Now, the cool thing is that that's good. The bad thing is that that gives us +4 encumbrance across the board each time we level it up. So while we do want to save up 4 points, we need to put those 4 points into strength so that we can... Well, I guess this... Yeah, that shield weigh a lot more than our current. And we're just gonna sack them because we like, trust me, we want this shield. The block equal to the total stacks of all effects. We're not gonna wear that. And this thing is kind of scary. But, I mean, look at all of that extra HP. We're going to try it. It might get us killed, but here's hoping it doesn't. Now, looking at this thing, I guess we could... 4,200 health, huh? For the white demon. Resist psychic, minus 50%. Well, that's great. These things are scary, though. That healing from the worm is not bad, but if you look at these things, right? On game turn, apply 3 freeze to 2 enemies in a 2-tile range. You know, on attack, deal damage to the target. I mean, come on. On adjacent attack, deal 50 blunt damage to units in a line. On ally death, perform an extra attack against an adjacent enemy. On initial attack, perform an extra attack. Right? Like, this thing isn't messing around, and it's got 2250 hit blunt. So... I'm just saying, that's kind of intimidating. That's not nothing. But we got through it, and now we just have a stronger, much stronger Emerald Eye, and a stronger shield for it, which is exactly what we want. Now, reminder, we can't really use armor, and the weapons that we want are the floating little eyeball things. So, let's just go for the larger pile of loot. I think it's not a bad idea to get some more guard, but also I kind of just want more pugilism. We'll get another level of base knocked in a bit once strength is at 14. Alright, get the dew aired out. Get the dew aired out. Oh, the way job, huh? +1 charge when an enemy with corrosion takes a step. Huh. Wow, that's like frying stuff. Okay. Yeah, it looks like the main advantage of the worm is that you just kind of soften everything up. Yeah, wow. Because that's, again, 25% of your maximum life, and that will fill more or less every time we enter a screen and wait. Because it's on enemy step. So if we look at the worm, on enemy step or enemy attack, if the dew aired is not fully charged, apply 3 corrosion. The problem is that we go so fast, so quickly, that like... we sort of end up having to wait for a million turns because everything else is just slower than us. You can see over here me just holding the wait button. There we go. That's a lot of speed. Okay. Let's just go ahead and step a couple times just to speed this along a little bit. There we go. Excellent. Here we go. Now let's just sack all that. The Fume Drake. Resists poison 90%. Okay. Now here we would get a lot of experience. The problem is that the stuff here would probably kill us. Like, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. This stuff would probably murder us. We'll go anyway, just for the XP. Just being careful. You can see the mood job just keeps refilling, basically. Wow, okay, this is working out. I mean, it may not be the most exciting footage, but it's working out. Wow. Alright then. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. It's like, you can see what's going on. Like, we don't really need dexterity at this point. Go ahead and ICOB everything. Moo job. Another moo job. Like, just a couple of them, really. Excellent. And again, do aired. A cob. Stand in place a couple times. A cob a couple times. Raise willpower. A cob a few times. Wait in place. Oh, and obviously get the second level of Base Knocked. That's a lot. I'm just saying, that's a lot. That gave us... Yeah, that gave us a pretty good boost. Just wait in place for a bit. Do aired, a cob. Do the moo job a few times. A cob. This is just silly at this point. Yeah, wow. I really don't even know what to say. This is working so far. I mean, I don't want to speak too soon, but so far it's working a lot better than I feel it has any right to. So you can tell it's the lightning eggs that are getting that damage. There we go. We're just using the worm to just nuke everything. This is kind of wild. And honestly, I would like to think that the... Hold on, it will show on here. Yeah. Yeah, our willpower is affecting that damage. That's insanity. So we should just pump strength and willpower. I never thought that you could use a... like a deity power this way. This is kind of nutty. Yeah, I mean... look at how many stacks of corrosion are on that thing. 12? That's not nothing. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So if we just crank willpower a stupendous amount, we might actually do this. I mean, I'm just at a genuine loss for words. I legit don't know what to say. This is kind of silly. This is just kind of silly. That's all I really know how to say it. Like, this is just kind of ridiculous. Yeah, before I forget, use the do aired. Stack. Yeah, see, now we're taking damage. This is where not having any direct healing kind of comes in to mess with us a bit. But if we wait, we'll get incidental healing that's not bad. And again, the higher our willpower is, the better that incidental healing will be, so... Plus we can just nuke down what's next to us, recharge our ACOB, get healing off of this fella, and then snipe with the Mujab around the map. Yeah, wow. I'm just, like I said, I can't really... And again, the Mujab is 25% of your maximum life. So, let's see. We sniped out with the Mujab. Yeah, the more willpower we get and the higher our max life, the more ridiculous that's going to be. So we really do just need to keep trying for the most loot possible to just crank up our maximum HP. Excellent. I can't, I mean, I don't really know what to say. It's just do aired ACOB a couple times. Level up. Crank into willpower. Wait to get the ACOB back. Mujab. Wait to get the Mujab back and then nuke everything a little bit again. And then anything that gets next to us is just toast anyway. Yeah, this is a little alarmingly good. The thing we mainly have to worry about is... Well, I mean, as silly as it sounds, the main thing we have to worry about is things getting close to us. Despite being a fully martial character. Like, wow! Okay. Okay. Let me look at that. You just Psy Blast the face, scout for 560, and clear the map. Alright. I feel like going here is good, just because these guys rely on you stepping, and we ain't stepping. More willpower? Yeah, wow. Now, I want to put that into stand ground again, because that gives us armor, it gives us block, it gives us accuracy. And it gives us extra attacks against whatever gets close enough to us to be a threat. $700 life, huh? I think we'll do a lot better against these boys. So let's go ahead and do that. Do aired, a cob, stand in place, so that we immediately have a stupendous amount of speed. I mean, you know, as you do. Here we probably should get strength up a little bit. Okay, do air, a cob, level up. Get more strength. Again, also so that we can maybe level up the base knocked again, which is pretty good. But a cob, as usual. And you can see, I think that just annihilated... Yeah, that annihilated all of the Thunder Priests. And these little guys, I have to imagine. It mentioned a Serpmere. Do these guys summon those? Yeah, you apply 3 corrosion to the Serpmere. Maybe that's these guys. Yeah, okay. A cob a few times. Then just wait in place. Mujab. That's doing tons of damage now. Look, just one ACOB and these guys are almost dead. Now we could crank Vigor instead of Strength, which wouldn't be that terrible of an idea. Honestly. Because if you think about it, for every... crud. I'm not sure how you do... yeah, I'm kind of a bit too out of it right now to be doing the math on how to do 25% out of a 75 each level, but you get the idea. It would be adding to our Mujab, which already does a ton of damage. I mean, look at that. For 1372. Youch! We'll continue to get willpower up, because I think willpower increases the damage more than just increasing our life directly, and we're increasing our life directly by sacking stuff anyway. I would like to get agility up. Yeah. Yeah, just to sort of kind of get us a little bit. I mean, it's not really that great because again, dodge is your dodge is a random number from 1 to the score. Must be enemy accuracy, and you look at their accuracy, like 150. Right? It's not a given, and unlike block, where if you look at block, reduces enemy hit, right? Just like armor. So there's less of an argument there to be had of its usefulness. We can just wait for them to come to us. There we go. So you get plus 20 max life from that. I think plus 20 max life is just the general. So yeah, for each 5 pieces of gear, we get another 100. And of course, since we're leveling Martial so high, we have a stupendous physical damage resist. So most of the stuff in this dungeon isn't actually a threat to us. Not a meaningful threat, anyway. Not as much as we are a threat to it. Yeah, let's just keep cranking willpower. Oof. That's so... I don't even know what to say. Like I said, this is just silly to me. You heard that? Just that crunch? Let's Mujab snipe at random. Let's see how much damage that's doing. 1642. Good. Wait, hold on. You Psyblast the Zarok for 3284. Which one is that? This guy? Oh man, this guy is hosed. Let's ICOB again. And again. Let's wait. One more. One more. Mujab. A couple times. Wait. So I guess there's only one guy left. Just Mujab him. Wait. Yeah, there we go. This is just the silliest. What's this guy's range? 1. Okay, I don't feel that threatened. Let's see if he just gets nuked by the ICOB. Oh, right, he hasn't taken a step yet. There we go. ICOB. Not bad. Let's do it one more time. Just to cook the crowd of them around us. Oof. Just watching him disintegrate. We gotta move, though. We can't just stand there and take that. Alright, wow, okay. I would like to get another level of stand ground for kind of obvious reasons. And here we go, I can. Do I want that or Bath Knocked, though? Because this gives us plus 50 armor for each empty armor slot. And obviously the on-hit extra attacks. I think I'll go for Stand Ground, just because, again, it lets us power into having stupendous amounts of speed. Get rid of the Duaird. I cob a few times. Oh, right. I keep forgetting that they have to actually step first. Let's just alternate. I cob, wait, I cob, wait. The Mujab. There we go. Let's just keep cranking willpower. The Basilisk hisses. Okay. Let's see if it matters. Ooh. Oh, there's the Basilisk. Well, it does matter because he's going to be doing tons and tons of damage. How much do we heal per step of these guys? Because we can just use them as a healing battery, basically. Yeah. We can just step around for them to heal us back to full. Okay, that did not go so well, but it's mainly because they got next to us. Like, the basilisk got right up next to us. But again, the more health we have, like max health, the better off we'll be. So we just have to go get as much max health as we can. Just grind out gear. And I think eventually just take levels in vigor. Because, I mean, 10 in this is, I mean, obviously 750. But I feel like willpower is so much more important because if we just manage to not die, right? Because, I mean, look at that. It also increases our healing from that. So if you look, you heal for 43 for each of them. Like, if we can just get willpower high enough, it's not entirely outside of the realm of possibility that we could just manage to heal through that by just getting a ton of speed and then running away a bit and forcing our opponent to step close to us. We could just get X amount of healing per step. Because, of course, I'm thinking about the King of Many Colors, right? Like, that's the actual problem here, is the guy at the end of the game, not any of the stuff in between. Acro Serpent, Moroid Knight, 6,000 life each. So these guys are speedy, the gibbous mouths. But we can go here. If we could find a shield that healed us, I would actually take it, but that's just not going to happen, I don't think. Get the Duaird off of us. I cob a few times. I cob one more time. Get it back. That should be it. Yeah, alright, cool. Speaking of, I think getting more guard and getting more dodge is pertinent just for survivability. That cooked a lot of them. Holy crap. Let's see if a Mujab just finishes them off. Yeah, wow. Duaird, Icob. Look at that destruction. Oh, and now we should see how much it's... Heal for 33. Oh, we were healing for 74. How much is it? Is it like based on damage and heal both equal stacks of corrosion on self? If the target has corrosion, deal psychic damage. Okay. Okay, so that's how it works. It is based on the amount of corrosion we've got on them. That's interesting. What does that functionally mean, though? How much corrosion are they... how much side blast damage are they taking? Not a whole lot. Not an entirely... Not a significant amount. That means, though, that in a long fight, if those do get stacked up on an enemy, that enemy gets cooked for it. Though, that's kind of good. Yeah, just 20 max life. So this is what we should definitely not want to go against, the stuff that is highly resistant to psychic. Now, our own psychic resistance is pitiful, honestly. For a guy who's essentially nuking everything with psychic. Which is why we might get this. But the problem is that that doesn't do us any good. Right? Like, it does us good in that it's a 30% psychic resist, so we should get it anyway. But it doesn't do us any good in the long run, because what this also does is give blind on a target, which lowers their accuracy and gives us a higher chance to dodge whatever their attack is. Oh goodness. Well, I'm glad we cooked all the minions at a minimum. Yeah, see, something gets next to us and we just get screwed for it. We definitely want to avoid that. Okay. Because, I mean, again, what we're basically relying on is cooking everything at a distance before it can really get to us. Just cranking willpower, that's kind of the only gambit that we have. Might want to put more into pugilism so that we don't have to worry so much. Because I think pugilism still works if perform a number of 20 damage hits against the target. I want to say that it... Yeah. That it still adds that extra hit. Yeah, we're in serious danger zone territory now that we've got stuff actually that can get to us. Alright. Now the trick here is to make sure that I don't sack that by accident. Oh, look at this. that stinks. Oh, buddy, that stinks so hard. We need that. What we need to do is stack speed. And just cook these idiots. There we go. That was ugly, but we got it. Alright, excellent. Alright, excellent, excellent. Now this might actually come in handy. But everything else, obviously, we need to sack. This guy being resistant to psychic is meh. It's fine. I feel like it's just willpower again. Whoa, that's bad. Okay, we're getting through it. But see, heal for 136. We just need to get to the point that we don't have to care about now that thing doesn't step, obviously. The Agni Idol, it doesn't really have resistances, it looks like. Okay. This is bad, but not that bad. The speed advantage will help us significantly here. Excellent, excellent. Okay. Now, as I said, I do want to get pugilism up for whenever we do actually have to just snipe stuff, like what's going to happen real soon. Okay, one more. Another. Let's get that speed advantage and then nuke the room. Excellent. Get our last icon back. Moo job. Excellent. Okay. Do aired. A cob again. And again. And again. See, these things don't step, so functionally they're immune from our do hickory. But not the moo job. The problem is that they have tons of health, making them also functionally immune from our other do hickory. So you see, that should have done. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure that it still does multiple hits. I'm hoping and I think it does. So let's cob again. Take this guy out because they do a lot of damage. Cob. There's probably an Agni Idol. Yeah, I was gonna say Agni Idols that are left. Let's move job from around the corner then and just, yeah, save ourselves the problems of dealing with another Agni Idol. Do aired. A cob. Take out this guy. Now this guy. Stack poised. A cob a couple times. Stack more poise. Move out of the way. Yeah, Agni Idols. Great. Now the thing is that blinding them, their accuracy being 10 is very bad for them. I mean, that functionally just means that they're never going to hit us, which is super good. We need to regain our speed advantage, keep it, so as we go around the corner we have a good chance of doing exactly what we just did. Wait in place to get the speed advantage on the horror giant. Do it again a couple times. Now do aired, a cob. Willpower up again. Continue to get the speed advantage, a cob again. Then just empty the whole stack. Moo job. The horror giant is getting... I'm not sure how much health he has, but he's getting it bad. Now, the thing is, we do not want him to hit us. And thankfully he didn't. So we're going to go ahead and do that, sack all that stuff, and move on into the void. Now we want to avoid anything with psychic for reasons kind of obvious. Do aired. A cob. Well, isn't this awkward? Honestly, I'm hoping to A-cob the Malaga, not the sword guys. The sword guys are whatever. Wait in place a couple times. Now here I want to get agility, because again, we need to avoid as much damage as possible. Now let's A-cob. It's just what is a pentot. It's another one of these fellas. So let's just get our stuff back. There we go. There's Malagas afoot. Now Malagas are kind of fast. Speed 50 to prove the point. We don't want them reaching us, if we can help it. How much side damage are we doing? That's not a small amount, but they do have a ton of health, I think. Yes, we're at the 10,000s now, the 5-digit. But we did soften them up a good bit, so that's good. Let's go ahead and sack that. Oh, we are absolutely not going there. This is going to be bad, but it's the only alternative to the death layer. Do aired. A-cob. Hang on for a really awful fight. I'm just stacking the poise for the speed advantage more than anything. Continue to crank willpower. A-cob a couple times. Mujab. And again. It's only those guys, so we're not really in that big of a threat. We're not in that big of a threat zone. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Anyway, let's get that 50 speed first as our first action. Get do aired online. A-cob. Ooh, crud. I guess those guys don't. Yeah, wow. Okay. So they have protection. On being dealt 15% of max life or more damage, apply 1 protection. Huh. So they just have literal one-shot protection, I guess. I didn't want to do that. That's okay. Just keep cranking willpower. A-cob a couple times. A-cob again. And just sack that, because, I mean, you know, we're not using it. We'll go with this. I don't like it, but we'll go with it. A-cob a couple times. Mujab. Keep this rolling. Get our speed stacked up. Then do aired and A-cob. Excellent. Same thing here, kinda. Let's take that out though so it doesn't snipe at us. Do aired. Alrighty. You side blast the Arbiter for 21. Our willpower added plus 11,900 to that attack. We got over 4,500 resistance to deal that much damage. That is wild. We stepped right over that clown's wall of resistance and just murdered him. Okay, this is where the game is going to offer us some choices. Let's pick the one that has the least chance of delivering us death. Get another point of agility. Get our speed up. Do aired. A cob. Do it again. Excellent. This is like so tense because I am fully, potently, awfully aware of just how precarious our guy is. Like, just how precariously positioned our guy is. He could die anytime if any of these things like get too close to him, because he just doesn't have the healing to come back from it. We are relying almost entirely on doing stupendous amounts of damage without being anywhere near our opponents. Excellent. Okay. The King of Many Colors doing ice damage, huh? Well, at least he's not resistant to psychic. Crap. That's not good. I was intensely hoping we wouldn't see those fellas at the end of the at the end of the run. Okay, we're going to have to snipe. Yeah, we're basically going to be stuck sniping. And hiding. And stacking a ton of speed on ourselves. Yo, look at all of those wasps. Look at all of those dead wasps. Wow. How much damage did we just do to that gold demon? 323. He knocked down 2,900. Okay, we can't stay in there and hide. We have to come out and zap these fellas. Now look, we poisoned him for 21,000, so we're good on that. Get willpower up again. We have to get over here and take care of that idiot. Alright, we need to get another point of agility, because we just need to be getting under their attacks. Yeah, like accuracy 240. We need to be able to have a good chance of just not having an attack hit us. Now the King of Many Colors is coming up. Yo, I'm in the wrong neighborhood. Okay. We good, fam? We're good? Okay. Okay. That scared me. Alright. One last point into willpower. Is this it? No, no it's not. We need to get out of that thing's line of sight. Holy crap! We're so doomed. Oh my goodness, I don't know how we're still alive. That's bad. That's hyper bad. Okay. How did we heal through that? Oh my goodness. What was the healing? Oh my goodness. Oh man. Oh, this is it. There's the king of many colors, and thank goodness there's no freaking gold demons. Okay. We just need to nuke everything. He's got range 10. We need to get out of his line of sight. Okay. Hey there, pal. What's good? Yo, we just took a bucket full of wet diarrhea and just dumped it all over the King of Any Color's head. Wow, I didn't think we were gonna murder him like that. We poisoned him for 48,000 damage. Wow. Poison him for 50,000 damage, 45,000 damage, 43,000 damage, 42,000 damage. Okay, man, I was worried for nothing. We did it. Let's take our final point and put it into pugilism where it belongs. That is insanity. I had no intention of winning this one on the first try either. That is nutty. I love it. This has been the best. And by the way, this is my first victory with the worm. And my first time like using the worm correctly. Wow. Victory! Praise the worm! You enter the 5th cycle of enlightenment. Wow. Okay. Lagoku. Yes, we are the Goku. Our boy here certainly was the Goku. Of course, his name is Lagoku the ape. Wow. That is... I don't even know what to say. I am just flabbergasted. I'm left here with just a smile on my face, just not even knowing what to say. That is hilarious. That is singularly the most hilarious run I think I've ever had on this game. Wow, 198 game turns passed, performed 668 attacks, stood still 1,197 times, prayed 570 times, received 0 divine interventions, dealt 5,595,811 total damage. Highest damage was 50,025 poison. Took 17,775 total damage. Received just 22 short of the total damage in healing. Highest applied effect was 1,886 poise. Killed 822 enemies. Summoned 0 allies. 0 summoned allies were killed by enemies, killed 0 summoned allies. That was incredible. That is just incredible. The Goku. Lagoku, French for the Goku. The ape, Unataak, champion of the worm. Wow. Ninhers unlocked. The goddess of growth and decay, vigorous offspring of the Green Mother, rewards the sacrifice of enemies upon her divine grass. Albaz unlocked. A nigh-immortal denizen of the northern ice caves, performs ritualistic healing with charmed tattoos. Druid unlocked, a serpent beckoning monk of the Dawn Marshes. Agara unlocked, the god of sorcerers, lord of the four calamities, patriarch of the divine siblings Ragna, Ozam, Sita, and Rabal. Empowers followers with destructive magic. Saurian unlocked, the survivor from a clan of poison-spitting reptilians, ruled the Dawn Marshes in an ancient era before the rise of the Serpent Kings, now dwells beneath the earth. Matar unlocked, the goddess of ice and illusions, said to dwell within the high glaciers at the edge of the world, rewards descent into her immaculate dream. Gala unlocked, a holy reveler with a chant of unending vigor, a leader of war priests who still proclaim the glory of lost Shaparak. Takal unlocked, the god of plagues, whose visage is a jeweled altar of dark stone hidden in the eastern desert. Known as the shadow that follows the wind, Takal is the eternal enemy of Tengri and is said to grant a wretched vitality. Ihra unlocked, a divine spirit fallen from the star path. Aryana unlocked, a nomad from the northern realms of dazzling snow, enchanted with a blinding touch. Dorak unlocked, the god of stoic resolve and honorable combat, dwells within a nameless mountain in the wilderness of Achra, rewards injury and perseverance. We've unlocked almost everything now. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cultures, 4 classes, 5 religions. Alright, well that was exciting. I still don't know what to think. The ape Unataak of the worm. That is just so goofy. I genuinely don't even know what to say. Other than, if we go back here to lore. So you can see you get lore for, like, each prestige class victory. But also with each of these purity paths. So we got the powerless purity, poison, blood, life, psychic, death, ice, astral, lightning, fire, martial. Yeah, wow, though, I am still just taken aback. I can't believe that guy is there. The Goku the ape. I'm gonna end this here. I am taken aback. I don't know what to say. I'm just stupefied. I legitimately am just stupefied. Next time we'll take on the 5th cycle of enlightenment, and I am almost certain it will not be that easy. This will probably put an end to our one-shot runs. And by one-shot, I mean like one try, one win. Like, I don't think we're going to get victory on the 5th cycle without a couple of losses. Oh, man. Alright. Next time.